So I'm gonna come forward with 3.
Does 3 work for you?
I was thinking 3 years, we can always bring it back and shorten it.
3 is good for me.
Too.
So 3 years on that one?
Yeah.
It takes 18 months for the word to get out.
It's not gonna take that long in this case.
The final thing I need to discuss is Councilmember Shoemaker also wanted to discuss our measurement, because in here I have the measurement of success will be comparable to the 2009 construction revenues. So it'll be, will this generate additional revenue for the city? That'll be our measurement, but where do we measure that from?
What's your
2008,
base year?
2009?
Initially, I was thinking that 2006 might be a better year, but I think you're right, 2009 is, and I withdraw my objection.
Okay, the reason I wouldn't go with 2006 is that was one of our higher years, and
Yes.
it may be unreasonable for us to say,
Never get back
this
to
is
that.
not successful if we don't have that same amount of revenue, because that was a huge revenue year.
It took me a while, but I finally figured that out.
There's also something else we might want to consider is that perhaps a better measurement in an absolute sense would be against a similar sized city that doesn't have impact deferral fees. I mean, if we can have an analogy with some other city, just to throw that out there, because we're dealing in very unusual economic times, and it may be difficult for us to compare next year with any previous years.
Well, it'd be hard to determine where what to attribute the increase to.
Exactly.
On the other hand, we live with imperfect measurements all the time, and I don't know of a better word.
We know what we know.
Yeah, exactly.
Precisely.
Joanna, what were total building permits blended in 2009 versus 2008 in terms of just a number of permits?
Well, are you asking, see, the measurement, if you're asking that question, I'll give you a different answer than if you're asking me, how many new single-family did we get? Because in 2009, we only had 24 new single-family, where the previous years, we had over 100, and the year before that, 400 and something.
Still in 2008, you had 100?
Yes. The huge drop that we had was in
2009.
2009.
2009.
Yeah.
That's the year we don't want to repeat.
But that's single-family. That doesn't mean that we didn't have lots of permits. There was a huge upswing in additions and remodels, and we had quite a bit of commercial. We had the Best Western, those sort of things that made up the revenues. But the measurement seems to be new single-family.
2009.
Okay? It was 24.
That's what I'd use for your measurement.
Okay. The number of new single-family. The reason I'm questioning that is because this also will apply to commercial, so how will we measure that? So I was going with revenue, total year's revenue from new construction, whether it was commercial, industrial, or residential.
Thoughts? I just know 2009 you don't want to repeat.
No.
Yeah.
Anything better than 2009
Yeah,
is better.
I agree.
For interest's sake, if we can generate at least estimates of sales tax revenue as a result of, on construction material, that would be helpful also.
So base it on sales tax revenue?
And I recognize that that's gonna have to be estimated.
Finance can get that.
Okay. Any other questions, any other comments on this one?
Wait, did we talk about basing it on applications? Number of applications?
Are you asking, could we?
Yeah.
We could.
I mean, that would also, you know, if we have a lot more applications than we had the year prior, then obviously something's motivating people. I think that would
You could
also
also
be.
base it off of a laundry list of them, quite frankly.
The what?
You could base it off a laundry list of them, because we compile those on an annual basis anyway. So to be able to look back and look at the numbers, what they were,
Yes.
were they commercial, were they residential, by dollar, by number of permits, all of that you could literally,
And we would be comparing apples to apples because it would only be relate to those that we deferred impact fees on.
transportation impact fees.
The next item is the business enhancement factor. It is a current program that we have. This is changing the code to allow staff to give this benefit to all citywide. Currently, it's only allowed in the downtown. So this particular one would be the public hearing and changing the code, which would mean you'd have to adopt an ordinance, just changing the language to allow it to be citywide. Again, I received, since I spoke to you last, a letter of support from Killian Pacific. And then, in a separate agenda bill on the same subject would be actually amending the actual technical document. And again, I have received a couple grammatical corrections from Councilmember Delavar, which I will include. But again, this just expands it to citywide. I also wanted to say that in my agenda bill, I had mentioned the resolution that will need to be amended, and I had referenced some published studies that I couldn't find for the deadline for this. I did find those, and they're articles from the International Traffic Engineers book, and I will make those references in the resolution.
Questions on either item? Excellent. Trevor?
Staff's been in conversation with Clark County in regards to stormwater and specifically public outreach. The proposed grant is education-driven. It's actually brought forward by the concerned citizens or the citizens' involvement in the protection and maintenance of stormwater facilities. Other cities involved include Ridgefield, Camas, as well as La Center and Battleground, Vancouver. This gives us an opportunity for part of the salary and benefits of our stormwater manager, Will Noonan. 10%, I believe, will be covered, or up to a maximum of $14,000. Gives us an opportunity to work with other stakeholders within the Southwest region on outreach piece for public information on stormwater and MPDS Phase 2. Vancouver is a Phase 1, but that's the opportunity that's been brought forward to us. It was originally approved at council on December 26th. There's been a few minor changes made. It has made its way through legal counsel. Don English has looked at this. So at that point, any discussion? Check it out.
Just as, spelling error, page 1 at the top, under interagency agreement, citizen involvement.
Spelling error, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few minor.
There's a few.
Yeah. Yeah, we've actually got the signature block that's Xed out for City of Battleground.
Yeah, I
and
see
a
that.
few other changes, so
Yes.
it's rough.
Yeah,
It's draft form.
Tatron.
And I did confirm the original summary statement of the agenda bill in December of last year alluded to stimulus funding for